everyone, and welcome back to the channel for yet another tale of a kid being suspended for having a toy gun at school. Except this time, the toy in question was an unopened Christmas gift given to him by another student. The mother of an 8th grader at Stevenson Middle School is suing Hawaii's Superintendent of Education after officials suspended her son and 8 other students for an entire year after one of the boys gave her son a Nerf gun for Christmas. And as we can see by the punishment, Hawaii is one of the states that doesn't have a cap on how long a kid can be suspended for. But before we get into the details on this one, today's video is brought to you by Blackout Coffee Company. Blackout is a family-owned roaster based out of sunny Florida that works to not only bring you amazing coffee, tea, and hot chocolate, but also partners with some of your favorite channels, like mine, and gun rights groups to help support the Second Amendment. So, to get a great cup of coffee that you can be proud of, donate to some of your favorite gun rights groups, and help support my channel, go to blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll. The toy in question was a gel blaster, which is kind of similar to a paintball gun. We have chatted about them on the channel before. Now, under state law, students may be expelled from school for at least a year for possessing firearms, including BB or paintball guns, on DOE, Department of Education, campuses. Stevenson Middle School and Hawaii's DOE considers the gel guns firearms and bans them from all school campuses, saying they can cause eye injuries.
You'll shoot your eye out! You'll shoot your eye out!
As I've said, we've talked about gel blasters on the channel before and the various laws around the country where some states actually do classify them as real firearms. Hawaii is not one of those states, or else a 13-year-old kid and his parents probably wouldn't have been giving them out as Christmas gifts. Anyway, so a kid gave out wrapped gel blasters to his friends for Christmas, including Heather McVeigh's son, the subject of this lawsuit, last December. One of the boys, allegedly opened his gift and used it, firing the toy at another boy after school. This is what kicked the whole thing off and led to the school discovering the other boys also had the toys. And that was what led to all the boys being suspended for a year, not just the boy who actually shot the gel blaster. The school's reasoning is that the toys were considered a threat to campus safety. Mind you, this was also on the half day before Christmas break. The school didn't even reveal that it was because one of the boys shot the toy until sending a letter home to parents in January. According to McVeigh, her son was not involved at all. He didn't use the toy and hadn't even unwrapped it. According to existing law in Hawaii, there should have been some sort of judicial or administrative due process, but McVeigh's first appeals were completely ignored. So were her requests for alternative instruction, which is also required under state law for any student suspended for 10 days or more. Instead, she said her requests were rejected outright, and the school retaliated against her and her family and told her that her child's education was no longer their problem, even though this was a suspension and not an expulsion. The work that they did send home required in-person instruction or were group projects that he was unable to complete because he wasn't in class. Now, McVeigh continued to appeal and eventually got her son's suspension shortened, basically after the DOE got annoyed with her, by the sound of it. But by then, says McVeigh, he had missed a month of classes. He had fallen behind in all of his classes and his mental health had declined. When he was finally allowed to return to school, he complained of feeling targeted, had high anxiety, and complained of feeling sick to his stomach while at school every day. She also says that he tried to complete the missed work, but his teachers refused to provide any accommodations or give him any extra time to turn in the work. Thus, a straight A student was suddenly failing his classes. So she has filed a lawsuit seeking monetary damages and wants the school officials to face disciplinary action of their own, saying that her son's record is now permanently marred with the accusation of bringing a firearm to school. And truly, he had no control over what another child gave him for Christmas. He didn't unwrap it, he didn't play with it, and had no control over the other boy who did unwrap and use the toy after school. It's entirely possible he didn't even know what the gift was. The school has refused to comment on the litigation, but did release a statement via a spokesperson citing state law that defines a gel gun as a firearm, as it is designed to expel a projectile, and confirmed firearms are prohibited on school campuses. The statement said that violations are subject to serious discipline. The school also hasn't said, either in public or to McVeigh, how they would have liked for the child to rectify the situation. Should he have told a teacher and snitched that he was given a gift, he probably still would have been hit with the accusation all the same. And that doesn't do anything about the fact that the school did not give the boy and his family any of the due process or alternative instruction required by state law. All of this is completely ridiculous. Now, I understand suspending the kid that shot another kid because while the gel blaster is a non-lethal toy, it is banned at school. Fine. Suspend him for 3 days, whatever, and be done with it. But the other boys shouldn't be held accountable or found guilty for someone else's actions. But looking at Hawaii's numbers, this isn't all that surprising. It is Hawaii, after all, and the state has a high suspension rate. And, as I said, no limit on how long those suspensions can last. 26 kids were suspended for having guns on campus in the 2022 school year, and anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000 kids are suspended in the state every year. So many that officials have said they're looking for other ways to reduce those numbers. This story, however, doesn't exactly demonstrate that. I do hope that McVeigh wins her lawsuit and the results are made public, and I hope that anyone who sees this video who doesn't already homeschool seriously considers it, because these types of stories are becoming more and more common, and this is not just an issue of a school doing wrong or having silly rules or whatever else. It is literally an issue of your child's future. All right, ladies and gents, that is it for this video. It's ridiculous and sad. Sad story. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. I don't have to tell you every time. Do the things, and as always, folks, thanks for tuning in, and happy shooting.